What is good, Storm fans? I am Bryant Cook, and today we are belching Bryant the Belcher, whatever meme you want to have, you've got it. We're playing a little bit of a different video from our last video. If you caught that one, you'll notice that I played the list from Eternal Weekend. I said that some of those card choices were outdated, and if you didn't see it, you can find that video in the card above. A lot of people in the comments were like, well, what would you play, Bryant? If you had to play the most competitive Belcher list you could, what would it be? That's in front of you today. I spent some time, I really thought about it. I think there's only one card in this entire deck that I'm unsure about, but every single list has it, and that would be the sideboard copy of Goblin Warstrike, which is there to assist our Empty the Warrens in Game 1 to get extra damage through. You'll notice that it's a pretty small wish board overall. We have Echo of Aeons, Tendrils of Agony, the Goblin Warstrike, Shattering Spree, Empty the Warrens, and Cave-In. Typically, I'd want to play something like Pulverize, but with Belcher being our win condition, you can't really play Pulverize because we don't have mountains. We have Turn Timber Symbiosis and Shatter Skull Smashing. So Pulverize isn't an option. I think that Shattering Spree is likely the next best thing. You could try something like Meltdown, but I think Spree just gets the nod. At least it does for me. So we're playing that, the Empty, Cave-In. It's a pretty small wish board overall. And then we have sideboard copies of Veil of Summer, Xanid Swarm, and Force of Vigor. I am maxing out on Force of Vigors. I think that one of the unique aspects that Belcher has as an archetype is that it plays enough green cards to actually support the card. So that's what we're doing today, because this is really a card you want versus the prison matchups of Legacy at the moment, specifically the initiative deck to blow up Chalice of the Void. So Force of Vigor's, a card we're really interested in. And then we have additional protection. I say additional because today we're playing 2 copies of main deck Veil of Summer. Main deck. So what this does is it allows you to beat a Chalice of the Void on 0, so initiative, but also beats, control decks by being able to interact with Force of Will, etc. And by playing 2 in the main, we did open up some sideboard slots. So with those extra slots, I got to play a 3rd copy of Xanid and an additional Force of Vigor. So I was interested in Xanid Swarm because Mindbreak Trap is a card that people are playing right now trying to beat fast combo, and Xanid Swarm actually beats that out of red-green. You don't need discard spells. Xanid Swarm will get the job done. So that's what I'm looking to do with those additional extra slots. So if you watch that first video, I don't know why I started with the sideboard, by the way, but I did, and you got to deal with it. But in that first video, I said I didn't like Desperate Ritual. The Land Grant Taiga package is out of date. So here we're playing the Shatter Skull Smashings and the Turn Timber Symbiosis as lands that you can actually play. They also imprint Chrome Mox, which is great. But on the combo turn, they're just as dead as additional land grants. So if you already play your land, you can't play another. But it does give you a backdoor out to things like Thalia, for example, or Collector Roof, which I think is pretty interesting. So Shatter Skull is, a flexible card. Turn Timber Symbiosis less so, but it does provide us green mana for our Tinder Walls and Veil of Summers and everything else. I don't know if 8 lands is the right number, but this is what I'm playing today. I wanted to try 8 because when you have 8 lands, you can actually make land drops over a longer game against blue decks. So you're able to play a better game versus blue, which is something Belcher's always struggled with. And I think that's actually quite fascinating. And then we're maxing out on Jeska's Will. I talked about the ability that Jeska's Will has to make 7 mana, because 7 mana is the magic number we need with Goblin Charbelcher. Yes, your opponent can mulligan. I'm aware of how magic works, but it can make 7. And if it makes 5, it's on par with Seething Song anyway. Why not play the card with upside? Not to mention, you can just dig for action if you're in a spot where that's necessary. So I think Jeska's Will is pretty interesting. I chose not to play Desperate Ritual. I think it's a really low impact card. And in that previous video, I never really used it in a meaningful sense. So that's where these Veil of Summer slots came in. Everything else is pretty stock about this deck list. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, suggestions, whatever, put those down below. I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, all that good stuff, but I would just want to hop on in and play some Magic the Gathering. I hope to see you in the first round. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, early access to videos, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, such as theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to the first round. We are on the draw. We've opened up a 3-lander with Jessica's Will as our payoff when we usually want this to be mana. So I think you're supposed to mulligan this, even though it does have Lion's Eye Diamond. It just doesn't really do anything meaningful, so we're going to ship down to 6. Here we have a Belcher. We have protection. We have a land. Okay. Get rid of the Chrome Mox. Our best draw would likely be another Rite of Flame, I think. Ancient Tomb and a Chrome Mox, okay. So they're likely on initiative if I had to take a wild guess, and they are. Turn 1 White Plume Adventure, giving up Archon of Emeria, wow. Okay. So we don't need this Veil of Summer. And they pass the turn, okay. We draw another land. So I can go land, Rite of Flame, ESG, Lotus Petal, Belcher. But then I'm 1 mana short of a win next turn. Rite of Flame. Pitch the ESG, Lotus Petal, Belcher. So if I had known my opponent was on initiative, I could have kept that Chrome Mox. Instead, here we are with the Belcher. We have to draw a mana in order to win, not the end of the world. The White Plume Adventurer is now a 5/5. Opponent is red-white. They pitch. They're making 5 mana here for a Fury. Okay. Probably pretty good in the mirror, less so here. And now they're attacking for 5. I'm going to go to 12. And they're representing lethal, so if I don't draw the mana here, I'm dead. So the White Plume will untap itself. Draw. I have a 66% chance at a win. So we're going to grab Lion's Eye Diamond. Yes! We got there. We're going to play the Turn Timber. And then Belch. Hiya! Take that initiative. Take that. That's how we do! Okay. So we could probably get rid of these Veil of Summers. We are interested in Force of Vigor. The question is, how many do you board in when you're on the play? I know that we're about to be on the draw, but how many do you board in on the play is an interesting question. I don't think I have to worry about that right now, so I'm going to think about that in between the game, but for now we want all 4 Force of Vigors. I think you could probably shave a couple copies of Jessica's Will. It's a card that's much better on the play. Let's try this. Game number 2 versus Initiative. A lot of mana. Not a lot to do with it. They've kept 7. We will go down to 6. So this is a turn 1 Belcher. I think we keep this and bottom the empty. Okay. If we were on the play, this could have been a turn 1 win. Ancient Tomb. Chalice of the Void on 0. And they're passing. We drew another Belcher and they have 5 in hand. I can put Belcher into play. It's probably worth it. We'll pitch the 2 Spirit Guides. Jessica's Will targeting our opponent. And then Goblin Charbelcher. With this being the second spell, it gets underneath the Mindbreak Trap as well. Now we have to pass the turn. We don't have a single draw that wins the game. Because Rite of Flame makes 2 mana, a Lion's Eye Diamond would be countered by Chalice of the Void. So we're looking for a couple good draws in a row. They just pass back. That's decent. Okay. They're lacking a white source. And they shut off their own Chrome Mox by playing the Chalice of the Void on 0. This is an interesting spot. What do I do here? I think I'm going to hold the Turn Timber. They found their white source. Oh no! Oh no! Wait, I have Force of Vigor. Never mind. I have Force of Vigor. Everything's okay. Okay. Whew. Took me a minute to think about this. So am I supposed to Force of Vigor the Spirit Realm now? I don't know, because if I draw a mana, I win the game. But if they have another touch of the Spirit Realm, it's an issue. I think I'm going to wait a draw step. Tinderwall. Okay, so that means that I can play out my Turn Timber. And then... Oh, no, actually, never mind. This is fine. This is fine. For a second there, I thought I messed up. I thought that maybe I was supposed to play it untapped, so that way I could force a Vigor on their turn to get my Belcher back. But the Lotus Petal would be countered by Chalice of the Void anyway. That doesn't work. Chalice of the Void on 1. Sure. Now they're playing 6 mana into a Fury. I do think Fury makes a lot of sense. It's going to win the mirror. You have the red initiative creature too. Like, this deck list makes sense to me. I think that this is probably a very good list. It's just you're going to get belched. We're going to target these 2 permanents, pitch the Tinderwall. Get my Belcher back. I don't even need the Lotus Petal. And the opponent concedes. Yes. Look at me. 3 lands in play, activating Belcher. It's beautiful. Alright, 1-0. Take that initiative. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Round number 2 on the play. So we have a red land. We don't have green for the Tinderwall. This is a mulligan. Pretty close, but it's a mulligan. We have Belcher. So my mind immediately goes to, we bottom a Chrome Mox. What can we do from there? And the answer is we make 3 mana and do nothing. So I think you're actually supposed to go to 5. This is a turn 1 Echo. I'm down for that. So we'll keep this. We'll imprint the Veil of Summer, bottom the land, bottom the empty. No idea what our opponent's playing. Chrome Mox, imprint Veil of Summer, pitch. May I have a Burning Wish? Looks like I can. We'll grab the Echo of Aeons. Let's spin that wheel. Flashback Echo. Draw 7. Okay, so I can play my land for turn. Yes. Tinderwall. Sacrifice the Tinderwall for red. We'll gamble for another Lion's Eye Diamond. I hate Red Entomb so much. So much. Just disappointing. Play out the Lotus Petal. Think we have to pass the turn. That's so disappointing. Looks like initiative again? Goblin. Okay, so they're in goblins. I need to draw another Lion's Eye Diamond here, or just a Belcher. That doesn't do it. Pass the turn. The Goblin Lackey connects. I gave them a random shuffle into Lackey Muxus. I guess they only hit Ignoble Hierarch. That's sort of a plus. Earwig Squad, what are you doing to me? Come on. Wonder what they take here. Is it 3 Burning Wishes or is it 3 Belchers? Okay, I turned off auto yields. I should be able to cycle Veil of Summer. They actually played a black spell. Let's see if it will let me. I originally auto-yielded through the turn because the red deck typically doesn't play black spells, but here they give me an opportunity to cycle the Veil. They remove 3 Lion's Eye Diamonds. Okay. Let's cycle the Veil to another land. Draw for turn. Doesn't help. Think I'm probably dead here. Actually, if I draw Belcher, I can Belch and activate. Assuming that I even get to untap. Okay. I have to imagine I'm dead, but... Okay, yeah, that's lethal. Bummer. We lost game 1 in the Goblin's Mirror. Not a fan of that. We'll take out Veil of Summer. I think we want a couple copies of Force of Vigor. It's Cement. We can always change for game 3. On the play. So this is another turn 1 Echo. Or we have Jeska's Will. Or actually, this hand's decent. I think what you're concerned with this hand is Mindbreak Trap. Okay, so this is still Seething Song. We'll play the Shatter Skull. Yes. Rite of Flame. Lion's Eye Diamond. Chromox. Imprint the Shatter Skull. Jessica's will target them to make 5. And now we will Burning Wish, holding priority. We'll add 3 blue. Storm is 5. This is what I was worried about. Alright, so kind of a bummer. We had to go all in there. Because the fact that they put double Leyline into play meant that the Burning Wish on its own wouldn't have been able to cast the empty, so I had to sacrifice the Lion's Eye Diamond. What a hand. Wow. Insane. Jeez. I mean, that's a start. If we draw 2 more lands, maybe? Lackey gets in. Alright, this is officially the best Goblin start I've ever seen in my life. Holy moly. Yeah, you got it. You earned this one. Hard to be upset about this. Sometimes you just get gotten magic, and this is certainly one of those. Wow. What an absolutely insane start. We're 1-1, 3 matches left. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and Mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Round number 3 on the play. We have not kept to 7 yet. Mulligan. So Chromox, Imprint Imprint Veil of Summer, Tinderwall, pass. No, we should just go to 5. This isn't good enough. Going to 4. So you could turn 1 empty here, but it's for 1. Nope. So this is 4 cards. So you could keep Land, Belcher, Spirit Guide. Hope that's good enough. Or you can go to 3 looking for Lion's Eye Diamond Echo. I'm going to try this. Play the Shatter Skull. Pass the turn. Our opponent plays a turn 1 Goblin Welder. Burning Wish. This doesn't actually help me. We could, like, go get a cave in or something, but for a Shattering Spree, we'll play the Churn Timber. I could also just go grab Echo in case we draw Lion's Eye Diamond, but it's versus a Pyroblast deck. Alright, grab the Burning Wish. I'm gonna grab the Echo. Pass the turn. Ancient Tomb. That's a Grindstone. That represents lethal. So our opponent next turn can activate Grindstone and then weld out the Grindstone for a Painter's Servant. Even if I got Shattering Spree here, it would not matter. I guess we could draw a Lion's Eye Diamond and hope that they don't have a Blast in hand. They pass the turn. We did not draw a Lion's Eye Diamond. I can play Belcher, but it's not fast enough, so unfortunately, we have lost game number 1 to Painter. Board out the Veil of Summers. Let's bring in the Force of Vigors again. Hit submit. Game number 2. We are on the play. This is a turn 1 Echo. And an empty. Yeah, keep. The opponent takes a mulligan. Alright, so this Jessica's will make 6 mana. We'll play a Shatter Skull. Yes. Pitch. Pitch. Tap this. Jessica's will to make 6 red. Lion's Eye Diamond. Empty the Warren. So we get some free goblins here. I mean, 6 goblins isn't amazing, but it's something. Maybe this tricks them into using Mindbreak Trap. It does not. Now we gamble for an Echo. Let's spin the wheel. Storm Fire. I don't know what it is. I keep choking this. It's not the morning anymore, but I keep choking today. Okay, so our Echo resolved. We had another Echo. Lotus Petal. Chromox. Imprint the Gamble. Chromox again. Imprint. Sacrifice for blue. Flashback the Echo. I think I'm going to float 2 blue this time in case I hit another Echo I could hardcast. This time they have the Mind Break. Okay. Game 3, I will be bringing in Xantid Swarm. Assuming that there is a Game 3. Ancient Tomb. Lotus Petal. 3 mana. For a Phyrexian Dragon Engine. This thing's a 2/2. I can actually kill this with a Shatter Skull Smashing. How funny is that? Deal 2 to the Dragon Engine. Boom! Let's see Langran ever do that. Get in there. Hiya. They play a Mountain. They go to 10 life. Fable. Okay. Not a great draw. Would have liked a Burning Wish there. I won't lie, Goblin Warstrike looking a little bit better right now. Well, attack, we put... they'll take 5 going to 5 life. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. This triggers, they can discard up to 2 cards and then draw 2 cards. They discard a single Mountain. They go to 3 for a Goblin Engineer. So right now they need a way to put one more blocker into play or else they're dead on board. And I think they realized that and we got a W. We had another empty on the top. That's interesting. Xantid Swarm coming in. So the question is, what do you want in the matchup? And I think I'm going to pass on Empty the Warrens. I don't think it's good enough, if I'm being honest. I know we won game 2 with it, but I think it's a little bit sketchy. And now we're at 62, so what else do you board out? I think on the draw, I'm going to board out 2 Jessica's Wills and try this. We have a lot of interaction, which might not be great, but something. Okay, so we have Xantid Swarm for Mind Break. Then we have Gamble for LED, Burning Wish, or Echo. I don't love this, but I think it's probably fine. Turn 1 Mountain. Goblin Welder. Yep. Draw. It's a monkey. Play the Shatter Skull. Tapped. Lotus Petal. And Xantid Swarm. So this will beat both Pyroblast and Mindbreak Trap out of our opponent. I've been playing a bunch of Thoughtseizes in the board of TES. Maybe I should be going back to Xantid Swarm. Thorn of Amethyst. That's annoying. With a Goblin Welder, too. Wow. That is really obnoxious. Get in there. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I think we have to pass. I don't have a green card or one of my 4 Force of Vigors. I could Burning Wish for the Shattering Spree, but that's a play that takes multiple turns to set up, and I don't have another payoff yet. Another Welder? Gross. I might have just lost to the Thorn. Another Shatter Skull. Play it tapped. Maybe my plan should be to just like hardcast a Belcher if I can find one. Maybe I'm supposed to gamble this turn for Belcher. Damn. I think that might have been the line, is to gamble for Belcher. Now they're attacking with both Welders. Draw for turn, another gamble. Get in there. Let's cast Gamble. So one of the things about the gamble line for Belcher, I just realized, is if I take this line, they can weld out my Belcher for a Lotus Petal. I think maybe I'm supposed to get Force of Vigor then. Especially if they're just like attacking with both Welders every turn. We discard Chromox. Okay. They're still beating down with the Welders. Not a green card. Get in. So I could gamble for a green card, or I can go get the Lion's Eye Diamond. I think Burning Wish for Shattering Spree gives our opponent too much information, because then they can leave back a Welder. Let's gamble again. Grab the diamond. We discard a Burning Wish. Okay, that's fine. I just need to draw a green card now. They're only attacking with one welder. They changed the game plan here. We draw Belcher. Get in. Post-combat, what do we do? So if I play Diamond and pass, they can weld it out for either of these, which is really awkward. I think I'm going to just pass. They remove a Spirit Guide. Painter Servant. They weld out the Thorn. They blast my Xanid Swarm, so that means that they probably have Mind Break. Interesting. So, what do we do here? I'm a mana short of the play I want to make, I think, because I could go Seeming Spirit Guide, Rite of Flame, Belcher, Diamond, and then they Mind Break trap the Diamond, or weld out my Belcher. I'm going to pitch the Spirit Guide. And burning... Oh, I'm sorry. There isn't a... Well, let's Rite of Flame. Burning Wish. Get the Shattering Spree. Pass the turn. I'm going to try to Force of Vigor, then untap and Spree. Okay. No effects. Attempt to Force of Vigor. They do have double welder here, so they could just put Thorn Petal in play. Apparently, they're not going to respond. Okay. Oh, can I win this? So, Rite of Flame makes 3. I can play Belcher, but I can't activate. And if I Spree right now, they just weld in Painter Servant. I'm going to play Diamond and hope that our opponent doesn't weld it. At some point, you have to start playing mind games with the opponent. They choose not to weld. Mox Opal. They're attacking with a welder. Interesting. Okay, take a draw. I think we've got it. And the Spirit Guide here actually allows me to not have to cast the Rite of Flame, so they can't respond to the Rite of Flame by welding out my LED. Because if they try to weld the LED now, I just sacrifice it and discard my hand. Activate Belcher. We got there. Hell yeah. 2-1. That was a pretty exciting game. I can't believe they didn't weld the LED, but sometimes you have to take those risks. GG's opponent, GG's, and we're off to match number 4. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Okay, so it's the 4th match. We're facing Delthar. We have a turn 1 play Belcher pass. They tend to play a lot of combos, so I don't know how good this is actually going to be. They kept 7. Let's keep it. Breed Furnace Welder. So they're actually on Painter, like our last opponent. Lion's Eye Diamond off the top rope. Ding! Never didn't have it. Okay. Pitch. Pitch. Lotus Petal. Lion's Eye Diamond. Belcher. And activate. Get belched. Hiya. Such a shame, such a shame. I'm going to bring in the Xanid Swarms for game 2. We've seen so many mind breaks today. I think it just makes sense. We'll board out all 4 copies of Jessica's Will. The 2 copies of Veil of Summer. And then we need 1 more card. I'm going to try leaving in 2 empty this time instead of 2 Jessicas. Maybe that's silly, but this is what I'm going to do. Yeah, this hand seems great. I mean, it loses to a mind break, but it does everything else. Lotus Petal, Mountain, Mox Opal, Soul Guide Lantern, Goblin Engineer with 2 cards in hand. For Ichor Wellspring, that's strange. I don't like that they just did nothing. We'll play our land. Pretty confident they have a mind break in hand. Let's Burning Wish. We'll grab the Echo. Play Diamond. Pass the turn. They bring back the Ichor Wellspring. They draw a card. They left the Soul Guide, which is interesting, and they play Ancient Tomb. Draw for turn. Another Burning Wish. Okay, so let's Tinderwall. Sacrifice it. Gamble. Ideally, we would discard one of these three and not the Echo. We'll go grab our own copy of Xanid Swarm. Worst case scenario, we hit the Echo. Okay, so we'll play our land. Yes. I think I have to play into the Soul Guide. Or play into the Mindbreak, that is. There's like nothing good I can get with this Burning Wish anymore. So if I play Xanid Swarm, I don't have a red source next turn. And if I Burning Wish, it's going to just be worse than Echoing here. So let's pitch this. We're going to go all in losing to Mindbreak. It's fine. There's another game. Turn 3. There it is. Okay, so Gamble continues to be terrible. Let's try it again. If anything comes out of this league, I am thinking a lot right now about Xanid Swarm. I think maybe we're sleeping on that card in TES and we should be playing it again. Okay, on the play. This hand doesn't play magic. This doesn't actually do anything. We have Gamble for LED, but we can't cast Burning Wish. We're going to 4. Simian Spirit Guide, land, Belcher. So we're 1 mana away from hardcasting Belcher. So we get rid of the gambles. Okay. Play our turn timber. Play a land. I'm sorry, play the pedal. Pass the turn. We have 7 lands in our deck. I believe those are our best draws at the moment. And that just ruined that because I can't play out the Belcher now. That was decent. So that's 4 mana. This is 5. So a Lion's Eye Diamond would now win the game. Lotus Petal, Ancient Tomb, Goblin Engineer. I believe actually Diamond doesn't still win if they get Thorn. They grab Painter Servant. Come on, deck. Please give me a Lion's Eye Diamond. Pretty please. Draw. That does not help. Oh, I can play Belcher here. I'm dead if they have a blast, but I don't think there's a whole lot else I can do. So what our opponent can do is they can weld out their pedal for a painter and then untap and use their mountain to blast my Belcher. I mean, it's the path to victory that I have. I need to try to take it. Surprise, surprise, Painter Servant is back. They choose blue. There goes my Belcher. Didn't see that coming. So my best draw once again is Lion's Eye Diamond, and now I have to play into Mindbreak. Empty. Okay. Versus Saga. They get in. Echo. I'm just so far behind at this point. I guess the one nice thing is if I draw a diamond, I don't play into Mindbreak, but I do lose to another blast. They're representing lethal on board with the Saga getting Grindstone. Draw. They got me. Okay, so we are now 2-2. With Cardhoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Cardhoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Cardhoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/decklist. Okay, the 5th and final match. This hand seems solid. Too bad we don't have a Peer into the Abyss in our sideboard. It would be nuts here. We will start off by playing our Turn Timber Symbiosis. Ouch. Tinderwall. Lotus Petal. Lion's Eye Diamond. Lion's Eye Diamond. Sacrifice the Tinderwall. I'm going to gamble for Echo. So we have a 50-50 to hit here. But what I'm hoping happens is actually, should I just grab another Burning Wish? So if I grab Echo, I was thinking I could empty and Echo. I'm actually short of doing that. I'm 1 mana short. I think I'm just going to grab another Burning Wish. And we'll put 14 goblins on the table. Burning Wish, Storm 6. Empty the Warren. So I could have echoed, but there is the chance that you just draw a 7-card hand that does nothing, where 14 goblins on the play beats most of the decks in this format. Marsh Flats. Are you Reanimator? They might be. Looking more and more like it. They unmask themselves for an Archon of Cruelty. I don't think Archon races me. Sure thing. Sacrifice. They're at 22. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does race me. Swing. They block. They take 12 down to 10. Archon actually races me here. Wow. I'm going to lose this game with them at 1 life. Oh, I forgot about the sacrifice here. Yeah, I'm going to lose this. They'll be at 2 life. Wow, 14 goblins was not enough. Holy moly. They looting. I even took the line for extra storm with the gamble. Disappoint. They animate my spirit guide. I mean, that just doesn't matter. I'm dead. Wow, 14 goblins not powerful enough. You hate to see it. So, Veil of Summer is decent, but I don't think we actually want a full... Maybe I'm supposed to board out the empties. Is this what I want? Let's try it. On the play for game 2. Nope. What does this do? So we could bottom a gamble. Bottom gamble, play land. Imprint the other land. So I think I have a 50-50 shot to echo on turn 1 if I'm looking at this correctly. So we put 1 gamble on the bottom. These 2 go into play on turn 1. This casts the gamble. It's a 50-50 shot at echo. I think that's worth keeping. So Chrome Mox, imprint this. Play this. Burning Wish. Yes. Go grab the echo. Pitch. Red Entomb. Go grab Lion's Eye Diamond. Obviously pass the turn. I hate Gamble so much. Like, this isn't even like a joke for the camera. I truly hate Gamble. It is such a trash card. I can't stand it. It is so frustrating to play with. Rant over. It's just like, it doesn't matter all the time. This card is just Red Entomb. It's like 100% of the time. You might think it's 50-50. It's not. It's 100% of the time. Ah, jeez. Draw. Pass. The Entomb. I kind of expected this because they didn't play anything on turn 1. So you have to imagine that they have an Entomb in their hand. So the grief happens. We will pitch the Spirit Guide. So now they're going to discard our Echo. And if we draw a Lotus Petal, we can cast the Echo. So Petal or Diamond does it. So we have 7 hits. Gristlebrand enters the battlefield. They draw 7. They draw 7 more. Dark Ritual. Lotus Petal. 3 black floating. Another Petal. They sacrifice it for a Weretear. That is actually going to be me. I guess I could draw 3 Lion's Eye Diamonds that I have left. So 3 out of 52. And Seer's Emissary. Sure. We can, in theory, beat this. If they name Artifact or Sorcery... Okay, so we can't kill them with Tendrils, but we do have 4 Belchers in our deck. Step number 1, though, is just drawing a Lion's Eye Diamond. Draw. Womp, womp. So I'm technically not dead. I get that. I'm technically not dead. But they have 7 power in play. I go to 3 life. They have Archon of Cruelty in the graveyard. They just drew 14 and are about to draw 7 more. So they have 21 cards to make me lose 3 life. I just value my time in life. So we went 2 and 3. Not the best record. What did I think of the list? I don't know if main deck Veil of Summer is necessary. It wasn't ever truly bad, but we didn't really have the matchups to make it shine. These lands were, in my opinion, better than Land Grant. Maybe you don't need 8. You could maybe get by with 3 and 3. Someone more experienced with Belcher would need to weigh in. If you do play 3 and 3, you have 4 slots open between those slots and the Veil of Summer. You could run something like Desperate Ritual there, but I'm not a big fan of Desperate Ritual, but that is an option. I thought the sideboard Force of Vigors were great. I'm glad that I played a full playset. The Xanad Storms were fine. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I greatly appreciate that. And as I already mentioned, this league got me to think again about Xanad Storm. This might be time for it to come back in the Epic Storm. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.